Welcome detectives to a new episode of Real Unsolved Crimes, this Ryan again of course. And let's dive deep into one of mind-blowing case of the disappearance of Maura Murray. It was a cold February night in 2004 when 21-year-old Maura Murray vanished without a trace from a desolate stretch of Route 112 in New Hampshire. A car crash, a frantic phone call, and a string of bizarre clues, yet no definitive answers. What happened to Maura Murray? Tonight, we take a deep dive into one of the most haunting unsolved mysteries of our time. Buckle up, because this case will leave you with more questions than answers. Who was Maura Murray? Before we unravel the mystery of her disappearance, let's talk about Maura. Who was she, really? On the surface, Maura was your typical overachieving young woman. She was bright, athletic, and ambitious. A dedicated student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, majoring in nursing, she was known for her intelligence and determination. She had a love for running and had once been a track star in high school. Her family was supportive, though her father, Fred Murray, was known to have high expectations for her success. But if you look closer, you'd see that cracks were beginning to show in the facade of her seemingly perfect life. Maura had been in trouble recently. A few months before her disappearance, she had been caught using a stolen credit card to order food. While it may seem like a minor, impulsive mistake, it raised questions about her state of mind. And in the days leading up to her vanishing, Maura's behavior grew increasingly concerning. There was also an incident just days before she disappeared. On the night of February 5, 2004, Maura was working her campus security shift at UMass when she suddenly broke down in tears. When asked what was wrong, she simply said, "My sister." However, her sister, Kathleen, later clarified that their conversation had been normal, nothing particularly upsetting had happened. So why was Maura so distressed? Was it something unrelated? Something only she knew? And then came the strangest part. On February 9th, Maura sent emails to her professors stating that there had been a death in the family and she would be leaving town for a few days. But there was no family emergency. No one had died. She then packed up her belongings, withdrew $280 from an ATM, bought alcohol, and got into her car. Her destination? The White Mountains of New Hampshire. But why? Where was she going? And what was she running from? Later that evening, a local woman in Haverhill, New Hampshire, heard a loud thud outside. She looked out the window and saw a dark-colored Saturn crashed into a snowbank. When she called 911, dispatch logged the call at 7:27 p.m. A school bus driver named Butch Atwood came across the scene moments later. He stopped and offered Maura help, but she refused, saying she had already called 911. But Atwood knew something was off. There was no cell service in the area. Maura couldn't have called 911. Atwood drove home and made a call to 911 himself. Within 7 minutes, police arrived. But Maura was gone. No footprints leading into the woods. No signs of a struggle. Just an abandoned car and a case file that would grow colder by the year. So, what happened to Maura Murray? There are many theories, some more sinister than others. Let's break them down. Theory 1, she walked into the woods and succumbed to the elements. Some believe Maura, disoriented or possibly intoxicated, wandered into the freezing woods and died from exposure. But if that were the case, why has no trace of her, no clothing, no remains, ever been found? Theory 2, she was picked up by a stranger. Did Maura accept a ride from someone? If so, did she meet foul play? There were reports of a suspicious man living in the area at the time, someone with a criminal history. Theory 3, she staged her disappearance. Some theorists believe Maura left her old life behind and disappeared intentionally. But if that were the case, how has she managed to remain undetected for 2 decades? Why did Maura leave campus that day? Where was she going? Why did she tell Atwood she had called 911 when she couldn't have? And how could a person simply vanish into thin air within minutes? Even today, people still search for answers. True crime enthusiasts, former detectives, and even Maura's own family continue to dig for clues, hoping for a breakthrough. What was Maura's state of mind leading up to her disappearance? Some experts believe she was under immense pressure, academically, socially, and personally. She had recently been in a car accident with her father's vehicle, and some speculate she was afraid of disappointing him. Could she have been seeking an escape? A fresh start? The case of Maura Murray is a haunting reminder that some mysteries may never be solved. But somewhere out there, someone knows something. And until we have answers, Maura remains frozen in time, forever a question mark in the cold, snowy woods of New Hampshire. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Maura Murray, please contact the New Hampshire Cold Case Unit. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.